Hello and welcome to the first Tata Steel Chess tournament here in Kolkata, India. This is day one of Rapid. I'm Tania, Sachdev in the studio with Lawrence Trent. Hi Lawrence.
All of these former, it's like we've just met. You'll remember us guys from, well, hopefully you'll remember us. We covered the World Championship match here in India in
2013.
Chennai. A long time, 5 years ago. I cannot believe it. Literally 5 years ago, because today is the day where Magnus and Fabiano will be fighting it out for the World Championship. So it's a bit of an anniversary for us. They're over in London, we're here, and we've got a lot of very exciting chess coming up. Rapid and Blitz.
Absolutely, and the first time ever such a strong elite event to take place in India.
Well, for a very long time indeed. We've got some of the world's best players here, bar Fabi and Magnus, who are obviously fighting for the World Championship. We've got a star-studded field. There are two guys you can see on the screen immediately. Hikaru Nakamura, Levon Aronian. They have just kicked off. In fact, all the games have kicked off in round one. Perhaps, Tania, you can give the viewers a bit of an overview of the structure of the tournament. Yeah.
So this is a Rapid and Blitz event. We're going to start with 3 days of Rapid, 25 minutes with a 10-second increment. This is day one, round one, and we're going to tell you a bit about what we're looking at. So let's take a look at the pairings, Lawrence. We've got Hari Krishna up against Ganguly. That's an all-India matchup that we've got. These guys have played against each other a number of times.
Correct.
That's going to be interesting to see, and they're very, very close friends as well. So, but I think the friendship is going to be kept off board.
Well, look, we're good friends as well, Tania, but I can tell you this. If we were sitting across each other from the board, I know we've never played, you would be my biggest enemy. And I hope these guys, I know they're great friends, I hope they really go all out today to try and inflict as much punishment on each other as possible. What else have we got, Tania?
So we've also got Nihal Serene, the big Indian talent, all of 14-year-old, his first elite event. He's up against former World Championship challenger Sergei Karyakin. They've never played before.
Nope.
But Nihal has played plenty of Rapid and Blitz games on chess.com. I believe well over 15,000 games. So with some of the world's best players.
Sure.
So he's got a bit of experience, but this is going to be a completely different ball game for him, and I'm very excited to see what he brings on the board today.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of meeting Nihal over the past few years on the European circuit. He's been a number of tournaments I've been at. Obviously, a tremendous talent, great for Indian chess. And I think he's going to give some of these guys a run for their money. I really do. He's extremely sharp. His calculation skills are fantastic. He's fearless, completely fearless. And, I don't think many people are expecting him to win the tournament, but he'll be putting in a good showing, I'm sure.
Then we've also got Hikaru Nakamura versus Levon Aronian. Now, Hikaru Nakamura is world number 2 in the Rapid rankings, and Lev is world number 6. So this is going to be really exciting, but let's not forget these guys have faced each other so many times. They understand each other's style of play really, really well. This year itself, they've faced each other at the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz, in Paris and Leuven Rapid and Blitz. It's going to be exciting to watch what Hikaru does with the white pieces, because of course we know Hikaru and his style of play. He always goes for blood.
Well, he does, if his opponents allow it. And Levon, of course, we're going to go to that game. Perhaps we should check in with that game, actually, because there have been a lot of moves played. We can get that up on the board here. We've got a position, Tania, that is not an unknown position at all. This is a well-known line from the Berlin defense with slightly quiet variation with what could be a very symmetrical dry structure. So not really any fireworks going on at the moment in this game, unfortunately, but they're getting warmed up. It's round one, they don't want to go crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget, it is Rapid, so you kind of want to just get a position you're familiar with and play it out then, rather than try something crazy in the opening and think for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's really important. It's going to be really interesting to see how they adapt, and if they do choose slightly different openings to what they normally do. They play a lot of Rapid and Blitz nowadays, so I guess they're very well prepared. We've got some other pairings as well, haven't we? We haven't spoken about, well, the man, the myth, the legend,
The Tiger of Madras.
The Tiger of Madras. Viswanathan playing in India for the first time in many, many years.
The last time he played was in 2002.
Well,
the World Cup.
He played in Chennai, of course.
Yes, of course, that was a match.
The match, but in terms of a
yes.
tournament, 2002.
The World Cup that he won, in fact.
In fact, yes.
He won. The finals were played in Tehran. He beat Kasimdzhanov, who went on to win the next World Cup in 2004.
Who is now in London, coaching Fabiano to also become world champion. It's all a big circle. So it's great to have Vichy here.
It always is, and it's really quite amazing to have him play in his home country. Of course, that's also additional pressure sometimes.
Absolutely. But Vichy, he's shown himself in recent times to be, he isn't quite the blitz player I think he used to be. But when it comes to rapid, well, he became world rapid champion.
He is the reigning world rapid
champion. So, it's fantastic to see Vichy still being able to show the youngsters that, he can compete at faster time controls. And he's playing Wesley today, and this looks like a very, very solid position at the moment.
So we've got the Geico piano. Let's just see how it started.
Yeah. We've got a very standard, very standard Italian game scene, almost taken over as the main line actually nowadays with 1e5.
We see this more than the Spanish as well now.
Yeah, we really do. Castles and d6, all fairly standard, no real need to comment. Rook e1, h6, knight d2, a6 and a4.
So black has different plans and ways to handle it, but this is probably the most classical way of playing with black against the Spanish. And this move a4, we see it at different times, with different move orders. But we often see this a4 with the knight on b1 as well, because white can then go to a3 and come to c2. But here we see that he's already developed the knight to d2.
So this idea of a4, knight a3, knight c2 was a very new, fresh idea that rose to prominence. But of course you can play without it with the old way, with the knight on d2 to come to f1, and the knight on f1 can then jump to g3 and help prepare a d4 break, which is effectively what white wants to do. But this position I'm sure has been seen many, many times before.
Which is why I'm slightly surprised that Wesley is still thinking what to play next. One of the ideas here is to actually just go back with the bishop, and in some lines you're threatening b5 already. This was something that Levon did, so because you can't really take because of bishop f2 at the end.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Wesley played bishop a7 here,
there's knight e7, there's bishop e6 ideas, there are a number of ways, so he's probably just thinking in what direction he wants to take the middle game. Let's go to our next game.
Yeah, a game we haven't spoken about, and one of my favorites for the event. Mr. Vidit playing with the black pieces here against Shakhmamadjarov. He has had a phenomenal past few years. Vidit now broken into the world's elite, truly into the world's elite. Another Indian superstar. Such a well-rounded young guy. That's what I like most about him. He's great with the interviews and the media. He looks the part, and he plays amazing chess as well. And he's playing today against the tournament favourite on paper, Shakhmamadjarov, who world number 3. In rapid he's not. In rapid chess he's world number 8, but still a lot of people will consider him the favourite this tournament. So
absolutely, and I think this is one of those games where we're going to see fireworks on the board pretty soon, with Shak's style of play. And with it, he in fact scored one of his grandmasters nom in 2009 in this very city, in Kolkata.
There you go. So he's got good memories from Kolkata.
He's got good memories from here, and he also played the Indian National Championship. In 2016, he's played regularly in India, but surprisingly, despite being such a strong player, he's never won the Indian Championship. That's just the level of chess you have in this country.
Interesting. Well, we've got a really unbalanced position here in their game. Looks like this has come from a kind of Queen's Indian. And we've got a position of Shakriar has just played the move Queen E2, and I guess as a player who's played these structures with white a lot, I really like playing the white side of these particular positions with all the attacking potential over on the king side. There are a lack of defenders for black on the king side. That said, I have got a very weak pawn on A3. Black has got a weak pawn on B6. My pawn on C3 is also a backward pawn. So I think what Vidit's going to do here, he's not going to rush to castle, in my opinion.
Yes, and just to talk about Shak's last move, Queen E2, I think this is really important because it stops black from developing his bishop to A6 and getting rid of his own bad bishop with white's strong bishop. So this is a very typical idea, and now Vidit's having a think. He's actually made a move, which we are going to have
Queen C7
on the board soon. Yes, he's played Queen C7, so eyeing the C3 pawn and
Shakriar castles. Fairly standard stuff. And now, at some point, Vidit is going to have to think about where he's going to put his king. This is the big problem, I guess, that he has.
I don't think he has much of a choice but to go short castle.
I'm not sure you can short castle here. There we go. He's done it. So he's not worried. He's not worried at all about some very primitive attack. And Shak is going to be analysing this now because, knight G5 is a move.
As long as he's got his bishop on E7. You don't have to worry about at least bishop h7 sacrifices. And it's going to be interesting to see how white develops this position, because black probably also wants to go knight a5, knight c4, but then white has...
That feels really slow though, doesn't it, Tania?
And also white has knight e5 the moment you move away the knight on c6.
I'm not convinced at all about Vidit's opening, actually. But I'm curious to see what Shakriar will play here. Wouldn't surprise me if he played a move like h4 here even. I know it looks brash with the king already castled, but you want to secure that g5 square for your pieces. It wouldn't surprise me if he went knight g5 here as well. It just really wouldn't. Because if bishop takes g5, you can throw in the intermediate move, potentially queen h5, unless bishop h6 works. Could be interesting. So maybe we can put that on the board, Tania.
So let's take a look at
knight g5.
What happened after knight g5.
Yeah, bishop takes g5.
So you don't want to play h6 because you've just weakened your king side.
I mean, it's a perfectly legitimate move. Maybe here even white can consider a move like knight h3.
Knight h3, or even if you come back to f3, the thing is then you've got all these ideas with just going directly for the kill. Because black has really weakened his king side.
Yeah, you can do that. I'm not sure how effective that would be because black can always block with f5. But yeah, I mean, provoking weaknesses is the name of the game. And I'm just very curious to see what Shakriar will play here. I know he's feeling like this is just... He's got like half a move here to make something work, I feel. Because you don't want to just play moves like bishop d2 or a4. I mean, a4 makes a lot more sense than bishop d2. Nevertheless, I do feel like
I like knight g5. It's because this forces black to take a call whether he wants to go for h6 or is he going to trade the knight. And it's not an easy decision.
No, I think his spidey senses are tingling here, Shak, actually. So, all right, so...
Let's move on.
Let's move on, yeah.
Let's move on to the All-India matchup between two friends. Two very close friends.
But we actually have a very, very...
interesting position already. Let's take a look at how we got here. Okay. The Caro-Kann. Now these guys have played each other a number of times, but not a lot in the recent past. They play for the same team in the Spanish league. They haven't faced each other often recently. Yeah. All their games in the past have been a draw.
All draws.
And e5. This blew up pretty quickly.
Well, I mean, what was really interesting, if we just go back one move there, Tania, to bishop. So white willingly gives up this normally very important light-squared bishop in this position for the knight. So that's already quite a big decision there by Hari Krishna.
Also giving an open file.
Yeah, and d takes e5. So Harry has decided that he wants to go for the positional approach here. And after knight takes e5, what's his idea? Let's have a think.
He probably wants to go, because knight d3 is a direct check, so
Yeah.
you probably have to castle. Because
No.
queen c2 runs into bishop f5.
You think he wants to castle here?
I mean, the only other option I see is
Could be.
knight b3, but then you anyway have bishop f5, you have to castle at some point. I
Yeah.
don't think bishop e5 was his idea at all.
Do you not think so? Is it crazy to give up all the bishops here and just play knight f3 here? And
I mean,
I'm not a huge fan
I
of it,
don't like this,
but maybe it's not so crazy because, yeah, you go back, and here a move like queen d2 perhaps. I mean, I'm not convinced.
do you want to go long castle?
Yeah, I
So
might.
black has decided to take with the
took-
bishop instead.
Okay, took with the bishop. Very interesting. Okay, so bishop takes e5. So now,
I don't like bishop e5 in this position. I mean, he might go for it, but I'm just thinking like after knight e5, you have this knight d3 threat and bishop f5, and black just seems to be doing quite well out of the opening. So if not bishop e5, can white just go short castle here?
you absolutely can. It's a weird position.
It is,
somehow.
because he also has this idea to go queen b3 and long castle. He needs to take this call whether he wants to go long or short with his king.
Yeah. Okay, I think we should go to another game. Maybe
Let's
leave
see
that
what...
to- Let's go and see the young man, Nihal, who is white here against Sergei Karyakin, and well, we have a slightly imbalanced position. I love this pawn flanks, or whatever you want to call it, this structure, the four pawns.
Very dynamic,
Yeah,
yes.
it's very nice, and you've got this grip over the e4 square, and you've got a great bishop, effectively. And I think that Sergei's going to be very happy with this position here.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but it feels like a position that Sergei should be very, very happy with.
I mean, Nihal has to probably try and fight for control over the e5 square as well. And I see him coming with his knight to probably f3. Not like that.
Yeah, I mean,
And, you know, just get his bishop and try and get to e5. But yeah, I think black is definitely happy out of the opening. So we've got bishop g5, probably wanting to, instead of fight for the e5, he's making sure that Sergei does not have control over with knight e4.
yeah, but again, Sergei will be thinking, okay, we've just got a position here that I'm able to play and try and outplay my young opponent. I don't know exactly what he's... I mean, the standard plan here for black would be to launch a minority attack on the queen side via b5 and b4.
He's got this plan, then even sometimes he could think about a plan like king h8 and rook g8, you know, depending on how the game progresses. But yes, rook b8 and b5, b4 seems like a very...
Seems very natural.
But the only thing is, the moment you go b5, you lose all control over the c5 square.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind.
The question is how relevant actually is that square? That's the, you know, white puts a knight there and then you just say, so what? You just have to be careful that no knight takes e6s really exist in the position. But, you know, it feels like, you know, not much is really going on yet. And Nihal Sarin, what's really interesting, a lot of people on the screen there will see that his rating is 21-27. Now, that is actually his official rapid rating, not because he is that strength, of course.
That is very deceptive.
It's very deceptive. I mean, he's obviously a 2600, but he's only ever played, I think, one rapid tournament when he was very, very young. So actually, if Nihal manages to put in a really good performance here, Tania, not only is his rating going to go through the roof, but he's going to be taking lots of points off the other guys, and that's going to affect the top 10 world rankings. And we've got a little biography there about Nihal Sarin. Again, his rapid rating, not accurate, but look at that CV he's got there. 2013 World Blitz Under 10 champion, 2014 World Youth Champion for under 10, 2015 World Youth under 12, and the 12th youngest grandmaster in history.
Now he's a super talent. He's going to go a long way. And what's interesting about Nihal is that he does not fear who he's playing at all. These kids have got absolutely zero fear. And I was talking to his manager slash friend slash mentor yesterday, and he told me that, you know, when this whole concept came up and he got to know that he'd be playing Rapid, of course he was extremely excited about it, but he was not at all nervous or thinking about that he's going to be playing against all these top guys. He's just there to actually try and win.
Yeah.
And, you know, you might feel his rating is 21, 27, but don't forget that he's actually played a lot of the strong guys already. And it's, this position itself it shows that it's going to be interesting to watch what he does here. He's not played Karyakin before. This is the first time they're facing each other. But let's go back and see what happened to Hari Krishna Ganguly. So he did take bishop e5, and Hari decided to trade the bishops. And now black is threatening the knight d3 check.
Yes.
Which white definitely does not want to allow.
And also, white doesn't really want a castle here, because if you castle now in this position with white,
this
queen,
attack could be really,
Queen
really
h4
strong.
immediately looks like it could just win for black.
Yes, because h3, you've got bishop h3, and it just looks...
Yeah, bishop
I mean, this is not...
This is no fun.
This is no fun for white.
No, this you can't allow.
So if he does not want to short castle...
So what does he want to do here, Harry?
One idea could be to go queen a4 check.
Okay, I'll block. With
so the point is, if you go bishop d7, I was wanting to go queen d4.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. And if I go queen f6 here?
I don't want to take on d5.
You can have it. You can have that pawn.
Yes, no, that bishop c6 just is not... But my idea was to just go long castle here.
Oof.
So you've got bishop f5, yeah?
I've got bishop f5.
Things are getting really
I've
murky.
got rook c8. I've got... I would be really happy here with black. Really, really happy.
Yeah. So we've got that on the board, in fact.
Would you believe it?
We got this one right. So Hari did go queen a4, to which Surya replied with bishop d7, and the queen is centralized, attacking the e5 knight and the d5 pawn. And here queen f6, Gangs has gone for queen f6.
He did it?
Yes, it's on the board.
Oh, beautiful. Well, it's the most logical move by far. And did Hari Krishna? He didn't.
Okay, so let's, because I still don't want to go short castle. Even though queen h4 is not possible, it still feels a bit scary. I want to just check this line again. So you suggested bishop f5, and let's say I moved my knight somewhere, probably to b3 or f1, but okay, let's start with this.
Okay. Well, I guess in this position, Tania, what if I just castle? You're going to go f4.
You know, you also have these rook h4 ideas. So you want to go short castle or long castle?
No, not long castle.
Yeah, because a7 is hanging. So you want to... I think this should be okay for white now. I mean, you have to understand, if you don't do something drastic, like structurally...
Well, you might go knight f4, knight takes d5.
Yeah, this d5 pawn is extremely weak.
Yeah,
I'm just
I have
wondering
to be a bit careful
if
here,
you can
actually.
go rook h4 at some point. Perhaps. Rook h4 here. But then I have f4.
It's getting a bit hairy, isn't it?
It's
getting
really
a bit concrete, as we say in the business.
very, very early, and for a rapid game, this is quite interesting, because they have Hari's down to 15 minutes, Surya is on 16. They can't take forever to decide what to do in this position.
No. I think we should quickly check in with the Nakamura game, though.
Okay, so let's see what
because we've got
A lot has happened.
a lot of. I mean, we don't. I'm not sure we even have to go through the moves, to be honest, Tanya, because there's just been a mass.
Several exchanges.
Yeah, just a mass liquidation of pieces, and we have a position here which, objectively just has to be dead equal. Black has got a queenside majority, but white can defend in the center. In fact, I think I would prefer black ever so slightly here, because I'm a bit worried with white about my e5 pawn. Like, I have to defend that. The queen on f5 is beautifully placed, stopping any rook invasion on the 7th, so covering that d7 square. Black's king can now very nicely get out to h7. I mean, I guess it's objectively just very, very equal. But maybe I would take black if I had to choose. Who would you take?
I mean, I agree with you. I think like Levon is obviously very happy with the position that he's gotten. He couldn't have asked for more here. It's the e5 pawn's weak, but I don't think it's that much either, because he can always attack your queenside pawns as well with queen b4, queen a5, and I don't know, maybe queen a5 here itself. Mm-hmm. Can I do that? Let's say
Queen a5.
And
that looks like are you into fishing, Tanya? Is that looks like a day out fishing? What are you fishing for over
I
there?
mean, I'm just stopping your rook from coming out very easily.
I mean, what if I play?
I want to go queen c7, make it a little difficult for you. I don't know. It's but you've got queen c2 here, for example.
Amongst others, but queen c2 could be very.
It's not that annoying because I do have rook d2, right? So maybe I'm just walking into something.
Yeah, you've got to be really careful in these positions.
I mean, I still don't have to be really careful, but I think it's black's doing fine here as well.
Yeah.
So he's gone queen c5.
C.
So let's just go back to the position we have, and we've got queen c5 on the board, h5. Yeah, also stopping the rook from coming out. He's attacking, and this move is even better because he's controlling the c2 square.
Yeah.
But he's gone rook e8.
e8.
So black just wants to trade the pawns.
Hold on. So it takes. So queen. Hold on. Queen a7. Queen takes e5.
No, queen e5, queen b7, and you might be a pawn down. But I'm thinking like maybe the idea is to go here.
And if queen b7.
I want to go in.
b2.
We do have, in fact, queen a7 on the board. And it'll be interesting to see what he has in mind.
I mean, he can do that, but...
So he's gone... Okay, let's just see. We've got a few moves on the board. So queen b7. And black went for queen c2 without capturing on e5.
That was his idea, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was to capture on b2 rather than...
But I've got queen d4 here. I've got queen d4.
That's what happened. That's what Hikaru's just played.
And is he wanting to take on e5 now?
Ooh, I guess you can, right?
But then I'm not sure. Yeah, probably.
It looks like. So rook takes e5, overloading the queen. So rook takes e5, and if queen takes e5, let's put that on the board. So rook takes e5, queen takes e5, queen takes d1.
Yeah, this
King
way.
h2 would be a dead draw immediately.
Yes. But if not, I don't think white can really continue anywhere. I mean, rook d2, you've got queen c1 check.
Or rook,
e1 check.
Correct. And he does take it. Rook takes e5 on the board.
Queen e5, yeah. This is going to be handshakes really soon.
This is going to be a real handshake very, very shortly. Queen takes d1. And I think they're going to just find a way to repeat here. King h2. If I was black, I would probably... I mean, do you go passive here? Do you just play queen d7? Or some... no, my h pawn is hanging. Let's not blunder that. Levon will find a way here, just to stabilize.
Yes, because he's threatening queen e8, so he's gone queen to b3. Yeah, he's keeping it really active. So he's defended against the threat of queen e8, queen f7 by defending this pawn. If queen h5, then you've got your b2 pawn hanging.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to handle these problems, with counterattack.
Correct.
Instead of going on the complete defense. I think we should have our first result very soon.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at
Let's look at some of the other games, yeah, indeed.
what's happened on Vishy's board.
Yeah, let's look at Vishy, actually.
So, from where we left it.
So we left it in the opening here. And b3, interesting there by Vishy. Interesting way to support the bishop. And d5.
A very typical break.
Yeah, and e takes d5, knight takes d5.
And that's the thing about these positions. If you're successfully able to get the d5 break, black often equalizes.
Correct.
And that's what you should aim for. So white went bishop d2.
Bishop d6, knight g3, okay, rook e8, queen c2, knight
I think black's done well, actually.
Yeah. And d4. Now this was the key move here, d4. This was the move that can change things. E takes d4, rook takes e6, f takes e6, c takes d4, takes. And
several exchanges.
And
again.
actually, well, Wesley has gone for it. Wesley has managed to take a pawn. Knight takes d4, queen takes d4. So Wesley has won a pawn.
So he's going to go bishop c3.
Bishop c3, rook e1. Moves like this look completely normal.
So black has an extra pawn, but
Right.
white has... Well, white does have compensation. I mean, if you
Huge
go rook e1,
compensation.
you're already...
Yeah, this is...
You've
this
got
is
pressure.
I might even prefer white here. Because the black knight is really poor. Okay.
Queen g6 or what? Oh, d2
No,
is hanging.
these-
I need to be a little careful, so I need to go probably bishop c6.
I'm not even sure that's the move because that runs into a knight d5 tempo kind of idea, but...
Which I want to do anyway. You're right. Show me your compensation.
I will show you my compensation. Just give me a second to figure it out. What if I played a super good move like rook e2 here? Is that too delicate?
So you want to come in with queen g6.
I do. Is rook e2 just too delicate?
I think I'll go rook f8. Bring my rook. Oh, a5's hanging.
Yeah, exactly. A5.
So my rook's not... He's gone rook e1, so it's going to be interesting to see how
we
black
go.
responds to rook e1.
Curious, yeah. Very, very curious.
Rook e2 does feel a bit slow, but what is my move here?
That's what I'm saying. In rapid as well, what's
Perhaps
really...
queen f7 could be an option.
He did go
So
queen
he's
d7.
gone queen d7,
So
and
now
we have this position on the board.
Without rook e2, so the rook's on
If
e1.
he goes rook e2, I will be super impressed, but I do not believe that's going to happen. But it's interesting because I still have to find a move for black. And you do want to free your queen.
He's not going to go rook e2.
It feels a bit slow, yeah.
Well, we got to do something. We got to stabilize somehow. What about the move? Because I don't want to go bishop f4 and allow knight d5.
Knight d5, yes.
And b6, and then you're stable. Then you've solidified everything. And if rook e2, knight d5, then queen g6 does win stuff back. This is a really interesting moment. I'm curious to see.
This is actually a very interesting move, Lawrence, because
Is
you
it?
are threatening queen g6. So what if I just play against your idea?
But then I've got queen e4 and I hit b7 and e6.
And knight d5, you just take on e6.
Yeah, I mean, even that's not the end of the world for black, right? I mean, really not the end of the world. But I'm curious to see what Vishy... Vishy is a master in these positions as well. He understands the finesses and what you need to do to stabilize here. So I'm curious. And by the way, guys, everybody who is watching this, I'm also watching the Twitch chat. So if you guys want to get in touch with us or just interact with the community and everybody else watching, please go to twitch.tv/chess. And we're getting a lot of activity now on Twitch. A lot of people are asking who we are. We're going to get our names here. This is Tania, I'm Lawrence. If you don't know who we are, we're going to be taking you through the entire event. And
you can also connect with us on Twitter.
Yes.
Using the hashtag TS Chess India, TS for Tata Steel. So that's hashtag TS Chess India, and we'll be keeping an eye out on what you have to say. Now, Lawrence, before this tournament progresses anymore, I'm going to put you on a spot.
please do. I like it when you put me on
yes,
the
and
spot.
you like being exactly.
I like a challenge.
So I want you to pick
Yeah.
your favorite for the rapid and the blitz. Who do you think is going to take this away?
Okay, so for the rapid,
This is your prediction.
it's a prediction. It's not what my heart wants. It's what my brain is telling me.
Okay.
I would say for the rapid, I'm actually gonna go with Shaq. I think he's due a win. Actually, he hasn't won a big rapid tournament in a long time, I don't think, and he's been playing consistently the best chess classically. So I'm going to go with Shaq for the rapid. What about you, Tania?
I'm going to pick Wesley for the rapid.
Interesting. Okay.
I think I was quite impressed with the way he's played at the Louvre in Paris rapid, and I think he's my pick.
All right.
And what about the blitz? I know we're going to get to that later, but I just want you to put it out there. And don't forget, for the blitz, you also have Anand joining us.
Well, unfortunately, I can't. I'm a huge fan of Pragnanda. But we met him over in the Isle of Man, and even I nicked a few points off him. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to go with Pragnanda for the blitz. I'm actually going to go with Sergey because I just think he's an incredibly good blitz player.
Okay.
Who are you going with?
I'm going to pick
You're
Sergey as
picking
well, so
Sergey
we're
as
on the
well?
same page. So we've got some moves on the Vishy
What did he do?
Wesley
He went rook
board.
e5.
And he went rook e5, so putting pressure on the a5 pawn.
Yep.
And Wesley, we don't have...
Yeah, this was an excellent move, rook e5.
Because there's no real way to defend this pawn.
Well, if you play knight d5, the point is now queen g6 performs the same task as before.
So Wesley decided to go rook d8.
Yep.
And Vishy grabbed the pawn back. There were queen trades. And now rook comes back to e1.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Tania, the fireworks will have to wait from Vishy because this is very easily defended. But I think you have to be just careful of one thing here with black, and that is if you exchange rooks. Let's say you play rook takes e1 here, and bishop takes e1. White does have the possibility of creating an outside pass pawn, which is actually quite a serious theme in the position.
But I think what black has to do is go knight d5 and probably go c6. So I don't allow you to play b5 and a6. And of course, you're totally right. If white is able to successfully create a pass pawn, it's very dangerous against the knight, these flank pass pawns. But with the knight on d5 and c6, I feel that's going to be hard for you. And then I just bring my king in, and slightly better for white, but I think
really not much.
Black should be fine. So we do have a rook trade, in fact.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna keep an eye out on this. Let's see what's happening on the Hikaru Lev board, because we thought that this game should be over soon.
Are they still playing? No. I can't. Oh, you took on h5.
Took on h5, took on b2, and
Are
we've
you
got
sure?
this position.
No, he didn't. This didn't happen, Tania. We have to get back to the game.
This was our
This
analysis.
was our analysis,
So we're
right.
just gonna go back to what the position is. Right. Oh, a lot happened. So let's just go back to where we left it, Lawrence. Shall we do that?
Yeah.
So he captured on d1, and here he played queen b3, putting pressure on b2. Yes, this isn't much at all.
Nothing has changed.
They're probably looking for a way to just repeat and get done, because let's not forget they've got 2 more games to play today.
Right.
It is a tough, hectic format. 3 games of rapid, one after the other with a 30-minute break.
Is Hikaru legitimately thinking about how
Trying.
he can try something here?
I mean, it's not going to happen, but do you remember the famous King March by Nigel Shott, and then mate on g7, but that's going to be really hard to execute here.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But I'm just trying. Yeah, because you can't go queen e8 check. Well, you can go queen e8 check king g7, queen takes c6. But then that will run into queen e1 check.
Yes, I think that should be probably
And the point is after king h3, then you can go queen h1.
h1. You can't run away from checks on this position.
Indeed.
King f4, you've got queen h4 at least, and yeah, this might be the way they decide to do it, to end things peacefully.
Peacefully.
I mean,
Levon doesn't look interested in the game at all, does he?
No.
He's looking up, he's thinking, well...
They've got the LED screens there, so they can actually look at the other games going on because they don't have enough time to walk around and check it out for themselves.
All right, let's go back to Nihal, Tania.
Okay.
So let's
This is the position on the board.
No. There have been many moves, so just... Yeah. So, bishop g5 was played, knight e7, okay. Takes. Okay. And knight c8, yep. Sergei very wisely rerouting that knight.
To d6.
Okay. And Nihal also dancing away with his own horses on e5 and h5. They look quite threatening. Queen e7, rook a d1, rook a d8, and rook a. Let's go.
This is nice.
Rook d3. Okay. Maybe this is a bit unpleasant for Sergei, because what are your active plans here with black? Like, what do you actually want to do here? Like, what is black's?
Okay, so let's say I go knight e4 here because I want to fight against this rook h3 idea as well.
Okay. Yes.
So the point is, if you go rook h3, what I wanted to do was
You're going to play knight
g5.
Yeah.
And you don't have a good square.
Yes.
So we've got a move on the board, and Sergei has gone knight e4.
Right. So now the question is, what is Nihal going to do here?
I think black's fine here.
Yeah. Yeah, black is okay here. Something... I'm trying to make something work, but I can't.
Okay, it's going to be interesting to see how Nihal wants to continue his attack, which I don't think he honestly has much of. I mean, even black has got play against the king. If you go f3, the problem is then you never have any ideas with the rook coming into play. But I don't know...
Exactly.
I don't know what Nihal wants to do here. Because black always eventually has the idea that you mentioned to break on the queen side with the minority attack. That is your long-term plan. Do you know what? I like black here, Lawrence.
Yeah?
Yes.
You're going for a Sergei victory, are you?
Alright, so we're going to come back to this game and see how Nihal handles this position. But let's see what happened on this board, because this was interesting when we left it. Wow. So we've got a lot of trades on the Hari Surya game as well.
Yeah, somehow it didn't work out that they both castled queenside.
There were no checkmates.
There were no checkmates.
They both went for short castling.
And here black's got a decision. Well, he made the decision for us. He took that knight off on c2.
So black has this weakness on d5, but... So white is obviously going to take on g4. Why is he thinking? Is he thinking about knight d4 here?
No,
knight d4, you've got knight d3. Why is he thinking here?
And Harry looking at the clock nervously.
Okay, no, he's made his move, so...
No, he hasn't made his move. He's still thinking. What is he thinking about?
I'm not sure.
He's thinking about exchanging on e8 first. Does it
But that kind of like surprises you, because why would you want to just hand over the e file to black?
Very strange.
The thing is, like in such a time format, you want to make your automatic decisions really quickly.
Exactly. That's, I mean, and Harry's It's very experienced. What is he thinking about here?
Knight d4 runs into knight e3. You do have king f2. Is he thinking about this move?
Is he really? I mean, that is a Harry Krishna move. We can see a little bio there of Harry. 2743 rapid rating, world number 20, 32 years of age, 2004 World Junior Champion, 2011 Asian Champion, and won the B group in Viswanathan in 2012, which gains automatic promotion to the A group, and won the 2013 BL Masters Open. So it's been a few years since he's actually won a kind of really seriously strong tournament. So maybe he thinks he's due a win. He did take on g4, and I believe
Black went back bishop e4, and the knight comes to its, well, where it belongs, on d4.
Indeed.
And Surya, without giving it much thought plays g5. It's not, this is a committal move, and it's interesting, like this is their understanding. He just knows that this is the way to challenge the pawns here.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't want to play with f5. Well, I say that. I mean, yeah. I mean, he could have played with f5. Let's put that on the board, Tanya. That would be the other way. But then White would probably
go g5.
Could go g5, or you can even take on f5. And then that bishop on e4, it looks good, but is it actually any good?
And then you also give control over the e5 square that you can never fight for, because you've got the light squared bishops. So instead he decided to go for g5, and Hari took on g5.
Harry took
and brings the last piece into the game.
I mean,
there are not many left.
White must be very happy here, because the problem Black has is that the knight on d4 is better than the bishop on e4, and White can always undermine this bishop on e4 with a c4 move at some point. So Black has always got to bear in mind that, you know, if he plays a move like rook e7, for example, the move c4 immediately there might be an option. Yeah, let's say Black wanted to double on the e-file, Tanya, just as I mean, I don't know if c4 is any good.
Yeah.
Exactly, because there are knight f5s. And actually, you have to start wondering whether pieces are going to drop.
Okay, so Surya played something quite logical, just bringing the other rook into play as well. Now, you know, Hari, one of his biggest strengths are actually endgames. This guy can really grind and make even... He's got that Carlsen-esque style going on, where he fights for the smallest advantage during the ending and plays long games, and he's very good at it.
Yeah.
At maneuvering pieces and, yes, just drawing blood from stone, actually.
I wish I could draw blood from a stone.
So he went rook d2 here.
Even just a flicker, a flick, you know? Rook d2 makes perfect sense. Putting the pieces on dark squares, giving some flexibility to these rooks. All
right, so let's just, this is an interesting ending, and it's going to be, well, interesting to see how Hari manages, what he manages to make out of it. But let's move on to Sharkin with it.
Now, let's get the moves on the board, because this was really interesting. Let's go straight.
A lot has happened.
Let's go right the way back, though, Tanya, and let's just check in. We'll whiz through the moves. So, back further.
So we left it somewhere. Knight g5 happened on the board, but not at the point where we thought it would.
Well, right.
Okay, so this is where we left last.
Yeah. Yep. And a4, this was a move I suggested, putting the pawn on a better square. And now knight g5. Okay. g6 and rook d1. Provoking weaknesses, I like it. And knight e5. Okay. Yes. Queen takes c6 is forced. And now queen e5 check, forcing the move f6.
That's a lot of concession.
Exactly, and that's what White has been aiming for. The reason why he couldn't go bishop f6, for everybody wondering, is that would have run into bishop takes h6.
That's right.
But deflecting the king away, winning a pawn.
You don't want that.
And the king is suddenly in no man's land on h6.
Should be made soon.
Yeah.
Alright, that did not happen. So queen e5, and we had
F6. F6 did
yes. Let me just refresh this, and g5. Wow.
Bishop b5, protecting the c3 pawn, rook b1, okay. And actually, Shak has won a pawn here. Takes, and rook takes b6.
a4 is hanging as well.
a4 is hanging, but Vidit decided not to take it. Why did Vidit not take on a4?
Okay,
That's a curious question.
I mean, I don't think there's any way you're going to defend this pawn
Right.
anytime soon. So I can capture it whenever I want, and I quite like rook c8.
I'm very concerned for Black's position here. Like, takes and f4? Are we not crashing through? Queen c7. Pinning that queen. I mean, this just looks... We're a pawn down. White needs a move here, though, to...
So what's going on after queen g4? Do you want to go f5 here?
I guess that's Black's idea, but queen g4, f5. Can I go queen
e2?
e2?
So you continue, but then you have to be a little careful about this one
Okay,
as well,
I'm not worried about that guy. You can have him.
So I can't take it right now because you just get taken e6.
Uh-huh. I mean, even this looks...
This is not looking good.
So what did he... So what happened?
So he didn't go queen g4.
He went rook e1. Rook e1.
So rook e1,
Just hitting the e6 pawn.
and now with its taken on.
I guess one of the ideas here is that, yeah, rook takes a4. I guess if you defend there with the move like king f7, then Shak would have played the move queen to d3 with the idea of floating
Right, that's nice. That's nice.
floating into h7.
And suddenly you've got like the queen coming in and causing a lot
I've
of
got
trouble.
99 problems, and queen h7 is one
also one of them.
One of them, yeah. Let's make it 100 problems. So he took on a4, but I mean this looks critical for Black.
And he's gone queen h3.
Yeah, queen
That's
h.
a very interesting move. So he's keeping the
Yeah.
defense on c3 and threatening queen e6 next. Also threatening to take on g5, moving away from the pin.
Exactly. This looks very, very serious to me.
Also, let's take a look at the time, Lawrence. With it is down to 2 minutes
2 minutes only.
in this very difficult position. Because this is the kind of position where you make one small mistake and it's all over.
Correct. I don't think Vidit's actually going to survive this against a master tactician like Shak, who's got more time, more experience,
And a better position,
and
actually.
a better position. Yeah. They're saying in chat, I sound like Danny King, Tanya.
That's a compliment.
They just think
That's a
all
compliment.
Englishmen sound the same, right? Who does Tanya sound like? Put it in the chat, guys. Twitch.tv.
God, no.
No? Okay.
All right, put it on.
Let's put it on.
Okay. So, yeah, we're going to have to see what Vidit comes up with. Honestly, I'm looking at this position and I'm just not able to find a good move for Black here, or any move. I mean, you're just threatening queen e6. How am I fighting against this?
I mean, I don't know.
So he's gone rook a6,
A6.
but can't I just take on e6 now?
You probably can.
Are you going to go rook a1? Then I just come back. I'm not sure what's going on. I can also take on g5.
I like taking on g5. much
First,
more.
with
yeah,
f.
with the f pawn. Why not? Take on g5 twice.
Okay, let's just say, for example. And now you want to take on e6? The thing is, I just was thinking...
Well, no, I don't want to take on e6 here. I want to caress. I want to play queen g4.
But then you're just letting me take on c3.
That's true.
So let's just
Let's
be
not
a
do that.
little careful.
Let's be a bit careful, shall we? Let's not blunder everything.
We also have to see, I mean, in this position, he can... What is he planning if he just goes rook e6, for example?
Rook a1.
Right, I just wanted to come back.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
And then you want to take on f4 or what? It just looks really bad.
Still doesn't look great, but maybe here, I mean...
Okay, let's say you take on f4, yeah?
You can do that. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great.
And he can do all this after taking on g5. I mean, it just looks like he's winning a pawn here. All right, he's still having a think on how to continue. He's got 2 minutes, and with it's down to a minute on his clock. And let's see what happened on these guys are still playing.
I'm getting increasingly concerned for Vishy.
All right, let's jump to Vishy, Wesley.
I'm getting very concerned for Vishy.
And the position on the board, the current position is...
Something has gone wrong for Vishy here. After, I told you it was, you know, not as easy as it potentially looked. And there have been some complications on the king side, and we arrive at this position here. Only black can be better here.
So he's gone knight e2.
Yeah, knight e2 check. Now the king, if it goes to d2...
He's gone king d2, knight d4.
Knight d4
What are you going? Because you can't take on d4,
no.
I'm sure.
So
I'm threatening knight f3, and I'm threatening to grab your g5 pawn.
Yeah, this is
dangerous.
Very, very dangerous. You can see hand in heads. Viswanathan, his first. Excuse me, his first game only of this tournament, and
with the white pieces, and it looked like he was doing really well. Actually, I mean, okay, it didn't look like much, but
Vishy really needs to find his resolve here.
I mean, b3 is attacked. Okay, let's say if he comes back.
Okay.
Because knight f3 and knight b3 were 2 threats. So just to demonstrate, you can't go b4. Firstly, okay, you've got king c4, but also this is a threat on the board. So let's say if he goes king c3.
So let's stop here, and...
Maybe Vishy is thinking about the trade, Lawrence, because that just looks like it can't work. Because he does have an outside pass pawn.
Yeah, but you can't ever move the b pawn. This is the problem. So let's say bishop takes d4, king takes d4.
He's gone bishop d4. Now this is...
And a5. Yep, this is his idea.
It has to be.
And now g6.
It's g6. Okay.
I'm passing. Well, if you go b4, you're going to have to count.
I don't think I'm in time, so let's just make the moves, yeah?
Yep. Go, go, go.
No, this looks a little slow for white. Slow. This is slow.
Way too slow.
You're not going to be in time, so...
Way too slow.
Yeah, this is not in time, so let's just go back. King d4. And a5 is on the board, and let's just say that black goes g6. But do you see another move?
If king c... Maybe his idea is to go... But king c2, you have to worry about king e3. b4...
No, king c2 can't I just go e3? I think you're still slow.
You can go e3. I was thinking about king e3. What about king e3 here?
Oh yeah, king e3, b4. I mean, that I might be in time.
King f2, b5, e3, a6, I take it.
I'm not sure, but maybe it doesn't make a difference, yeah?
e2, it doesn't matter. e2, a7, queen, queen. And these endings are probably losing for white because I win g3 and g5 by force almost.
Okay, so we've got something on the board. Let's just see what's happening because they're really short on time.
Okay.
So we've got this position and they went... Okay, we don't have the update on the moves yet. So, but we can see that they've made a few moves.
I mean, I think it's over.
Yes.
Let's just go straight.
Oh,
King takes g7 on the board, b4, g6, b3. Now Vishy. Okay, we'll get straight there.
So
yeah. King h6, b2.
But this is fine.
Why is this fine?
What do you mean? Why is it fine? It's just there's nothing.
What happened?
I'm not really sure. We're gonna have the moves with us soon, but okay, let's just go back and see what really went on.
I've got a feeling this Wesley's.
So this was the position. He went king d2. He traded off. He went into the king pawn ending. Right. He didn't play g6. He played e3. Maybe that wasn't great.
What happened here?
So he just traded off immediately. He went e3 check, king e2. And here this was interesting. We've got to see what would have white done after g6.
Insane. So Mr. Win, they're saying in the chat. So has Mr. Win.
It could have been your move g6, Lawrence. That could have been the point.
I mean, that was such a natural move.
It was such
though.
because white just had nothing to play. This is unbelievable.
How Wesley didn't win this? That's insane. And he just let the king walk.
And now black is in time.
And now
Black is well in time.
Vishy is in time, you mean?
Yes.
And Vishy's
yes.
Vishy's actually now much better.
Because he's the one who's going to win the h5 pawn.
Wesley has... And how much time did Wesley have? He had many minutes to calculate that.
He's got a minute, over a minute and a half right now.
He went king c3. I think if we go back, let's go back a few moves to where Wesley played king c3 here. Move 43. Yeah, this looked like a huge mistake. If you just go g6 here, you save a really important tempo. And that's just winning.
Or even g6 hill.
G6 immediately
I mean,
really
this was really...
really natural move.
I'm really surprised he missed this because white does not have a good move to make here.
Yeah.
And you're going to win the pawn with an extra tempo. I don't know, maybe.
Really strange that this happened, actually.
So, what are people saying on the chat? Even g6 after
well,
e3
they're all saying g6, but we saw that before. G6 was so natural, and now Wesley's in huge trouble. Let's just go to the position because suddenly you've got an ending where white wins the h pawn. White is now free rolling, and Vishy can play this position forever. And they're saying maybe this is the stroke of luck that Vishy needs already because he was toast. It was over. It was completely over. By the way, Levon Aronian has drawn his game.
All right, let's just quickly see how it ended. There
Nothing
really
happened.
wasn't much happening there at all. So we're gonna, this was the final position, and this was going to be drawn about 5 hours ago. So
Wow.
let's go back to this because this is a really difficult position to play with black. He's down to a minute. You have to be careful of never going into a check where queen trades happen.
Exactly. A queen trade would be a disaster. And now Vishy's bringing his king back towards the pawn.
Oh my god. So he's gone
Queen
queen
c1,
d8.
queen d8, yep.
He's going to go queen f6 because now queen d2 runs into queen f4.
Exactly.
So where's your check now? On a5, but
Well,
that's not what you want
No, that
because
is
you
not. Here you would you
probably
don't,
queen g8.
Vishy having a thing. He's got more than enough time.
So we've got this position on the board.
Incredible.
That's Wesley probably just wondering where it all went so wrong.
I mean, it was so natural as well.
To go g6, right?
Just insanely easy for these guys. Nihal Sarin, by the way.
Drew!
We drew. We're not going to analyze it. We're going to keep with this game here. But Nihal Sarin did draw against Sergei Karyakin. Great start for the youngster.
Absolutely wonderful. Such a confidence boost as well. And he's gone
Queen g8.
so we had this, queen d8, he went queen f6, queen g8, and king h4. So queen h7, king g4, and queen g8 check. He has to find a way of hiding behind the pawn. So he's gone king h3.
Yeah, king h3. And now the
what?
point is you can't go queen h7 check.
Because of queen h4.
Yeah, let's put that on the board. That's really important.
So you have to avoid a queen trade at all costs, which means you've only got the check on c8.
Yeah, and then
you go g4 because then
Exactly.
you don't have a check after that.
Exactly. Queen c8, g4.
And this is what Vishy wants. This is going to be a very difficult ending.
Yeah, I'm not sure Wesley will defend this, but he brings his king back to c6.
So king goes to c5.
Yep, the king is on c5. And now how is Vishy? I mean, Vishy is just Vishy's the sort of guy who's actually studied these endgames. You know, not many people have, even at the top level.
And the pawn goes forward. He started the pawn advance.
Yeah, because the queen cuts that black king off as well.
And you still don't have a good check. So queen b3 goes to king h4, and there's no check in that position. So this doesn't help black at all.
So he went king d5, but is
He's
that where
just
the
trying to
king
get-
wants to be in these positions? I always felt that the king wants to be elsewhere. King h4, queen h7, king comes to g5, queen back to g8, and now is he going to play king f4? I guess he wants to do. We have another result here, and we do have a victory.
So our first win.
We have a victory, and Mamedyarov
It's the one you predicted.
Yeah. Mamedyarov did beat Vidit. It looked like a very, very difficult position for Vidit.
Another queen and king pawn ending. But we're going to go right back to, this was the final position in Vidit's game.
Yeah.
It was a tough game for him to defend. So let's just go back to what is happening here. So queen d8. How is he going to...
But somehow Vishy can't get his king shielded.
He's gone back to g5. So queen d8 check again.
Yeah. Queen d8, king to h6. And I guess here Wesley's going to go check on h8. And if queen h7, check on f6.
So we have that on the board.
And king h5 will be played, correct? And
So you can't go queen e5 because of queen f5. No checks again. So queen f5 is a threat now. Can he... Do you think he... Yeah, king e6 runs into queen g6.
queen e6 runs into queen
No,
f5.
king e6 runs into queen g6.
King
and
E6.
queen f5 is a threat, yes.
And queen e6 runs into queen f5.
Yes. What about king e5? Can he do that?
King e5. Yeah.
This is getting...
It's getting
Very
hairy. I mean,
dangerous.
it's just so difficult.
very dangerous.
It's just so difficult to be precise. That's the point.
It's impossible to be precise with a minute and a half on your clock.
Well, it's not impossible, but it's more difficult, that's for sure. I'm starting to...
He's gone king
He
e5.
did go king
He's
E5.
got king e5 on the board because he had to fight queen f5.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So queen comes to c7.
correct. King back to d5. Now how do you make progress here with white? Maybe you...
So Vishy has 3.5 minutes on his
He's
clock.
going to go with the
He's-
g-pawn,
He's
right?
gone g5.
g5 makes total sense. Slowly pushing Wesley back.
This is very dangerous for black. I'm not even sure if this can be defended.
Nah. No, this looks very, very bad for Wesley.
He's
34 seconds only. Queen f3 check on the board.
King h6.
King h6.
So if you go queen h3, you go king g7 and there are no checks.
So he goes queen e3.
He's gone queen e3, stopping the pawn advance. Now
You can now throw in a check here, queen d7, because suddenly the black king has only got one square.
c4.
c4, only square, which is what Wesley played, but white has driven that king away. And now the question is, what do you do? This is where a move like queen d8, I think, would be classy.
He's
Queen
gone
c6,
check.
okay. Driving the king back
Further away.
further
because
away.
You could not go king d3 because...
You could go king d3.
Yeah,
but
but then queen d5 perhaps, and then the king. So the idea was to just go queen d5, support the g-pawn, king g7, no check.
Uh-huh.
So he's gone, and now he's going to move the king away from the pin, but the pawn is still not going forward.
The pawn is not going forward, but black has got no useful moves. Queen d3 check.
And Wesley's down to 40 seconds. it's only a 10-second increment. Oh, this is so difficult for black. And so
What do you think? I think Vishy's going to do it.
Yeah, no, I don't think Vishy's going to let go of this one.
Yeah.
And he's so good at these positions, and this is not an opportunity to let go. And also, I just think that this position is perhaps winning.
King h6, okay. Queen back to e3.
You never want to give queen h3, allowing king g7 with no checks.
Queen
e3 check. Sorry, queen d6 check.
Queen d6 check. King b3. Now king g6 again. Yeah, Vishy can toy with
Forever.
Wesley here. Yeah, forever. Wesley's got no way to release the tension. He just has to wait and see.
It's gone king a2.
King a2. Okay. King a2 looks interesting. I think black's trying to get his king as far away as possible.
So can he go king f6 now? No, he's
Queen
gone queen
d5.
d5.
I like it. I like it.
So that's a check and defending the g5 pawn.
Correct. So queen d5. Okay. King a3.
And now he's going to move the king because he's
Yes.
got to push this pawn.
Maybe king h7.
He's gone king
g7.
g7.
Okay. And if queen e7 check.
Wesley can't allow g6.
He's going to go king h6 here.
Then queen f8 or queen e3.
A lot of people are asking how are the rules for 50 moves, the 50 move rule. The 50 move rule is when no pawns are taken or moved in 50 moves, but that is not going to happen here. Forced stalemate doesn't exist, I don't think. So we're not going to get the 50 moves here. Queen f5. Feels as though Wesley is kind of making it quite tough for Vishy here. Queen d6, does he want to go king f7 here? You know, king g7.
So where's your check now?
Well, there's a check on e7. But then king h6.
Then queen e3, it's still...
And then king... You're right, queen e3 at the end of that is annoying. These positions are so tough, aren't they? I mean, there's us in the studio, and then they're having to play it.
With 30 seconds on the clock, so he's gone queen d4 check, and what, can he go queen f6 now?
Certainly can.
So if I go queen f, but he's not gone queen, he's going to play king g8.
King g8.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, because now queen d8 runs into queen f8, so you can't,
Yes.
so he has to go queen c4, right?
Yes, queen c4 played. Queen f7 on the
Oh,
board.
this is, because now he doesn't have a check.
Now there's no
now
check.
there's
This is
g6.
brilliant. This is brilliant.
There's g6 now.
Now g6 is coming next move by force.
This is over. This is over.
Queen g4.
It doesn't matter. He goes g6, right?
Yeah, you have to go g6 here. Yeah.
So he's just, because you don't have a check even after g6. He's gone g6, and
King
now he moves the
d2.
king.
Okay. Now a little bit of precision is required.
Okay, let's see what happens. So if I go g7, then it's probably not...
You want to be really careful advancing that pawn, I would say.
So he's gone... But she played queen b7, defending queen c8, and he's gone king a1.
And queen c6. Interesting technique here by Vishy.
Just stopping all the checks. This is a beautiful move, because
Yeah.
now after g7, you're not going to have any checks. So Wesley has
Yeah.
to find a good square for his queen, which perhaps doesn't exist.
Oof. how to play this position with 30 seconds on your clock.
So
King
he's just
b1.
on king b1. And if he goes g7 now?
I like g7 here.
I mean, you don't have a check, so Wesley just plans to wait.
He's just trying to think of a way. I mean,
Does he?
the other thing is if you go g7, now that the king is on b1,
Yeah.
if I ever go put,
Yes, g7.
yeah, for example, let's just say, I don't know, queen g3, let's say. Now the point is you can't ever give a check on the long diagonal, because after king h7, let's say you go king h7, you give a check on h4.
Okay, we're going to go back to the game, Lawrence, because
Okay.
we've had a move and it's not g7.
He didn't play it, interesting.
So he gave another check.
Huh. I wonder why he's... Queen d3 now. Curious technique here by Vishy. I wonder what he's... He wants to just cover as many diagonals as possible. Queen h5. What about king f8 now? With the point being queen h8 check runs into king f7.
You still have queen h5. You're not pushing the pawn.
Yes. I'm not. You're right.
I mean, Vishy has to... Maybe he's just trying to get him even further down on the clock and before he makes g7, but... So what's your move now? You do not have a check.
So now what?
So now I'm again threatening to play g7.
Right. Queen g5.
And is he going to play g7 now? Because,
because
now I think
yes,
it's probably
G7 now
better.
you
He's
can
gone
go
for it
G7,
because
yeah.
after queen, after this check, you've got king h7,
Correct.
right? And yes, and this is, so he's gone. Yeah, we have this on the board. We've got king h7 on the board.
Now he's going to have to pin the pawn. Queen c7.
Yes, but this should be, so if I
And
go,
king yeah, because king h8, queen h2.
so the defensive idea is to go here, and if you go here, you want to pin it.
And
So
Vishy,
queen c7 on the board, and Vishy's having a think on how to continue here.
Now, originally the next round, Tanya, was due to start in 11 minutes, but
I'm not sure if that's
I
going
don't
to
think that's
happen.
going to happen because this could easily go on for another 11 more minutes. Such a position with increment, you can play on forever.
And he's going to play till he wins this position.
He's going to play till he wins. By hook or by crook, he's going to play on. And
we have
queen
a move,
g2,
queen g2.
okay. By hook or by crook, queen g2. So covering the h2 square. Queen a7. Putting the queen on a... he wants to go after king h8. He wants to pin in another way.
Queen d4.
Correct. And Vishy, is he...
And Wesley
Well,
has
he's not
19
nervous,
seconds.
of course. Queen f1 check now. King b2 and king g6.
Yes,
now,
this is beautiful. Because now you can't give any check because you've got queen f6.
Correct.
And now he's just threatening to queen, so this is over, Lawrence.
Queen a8. Hold
Queen
on.
a8 and but this should be over. So he's gone queen a8.
You want to
What's the
cover
move
against
here?
queen g2 check though. So this is where like a really beautiful, precise move would be desirable.
This is so close.
This is very, very close. So what is the accurate move here? 1 minute 18 seconds for Vishy. What is the accurate finish here?
can give a lot of checks.
I don't know. There are a lot of checks. Maybe you go.
So
Okay,
he's
he's given a
just
check
gone.
here. Okay. King b1. Queen d3 check.
So he probably has to go to b2 or a1.
King a1. And now queen d4 check. King b1, queen b4 check, and queen c3. This is next level, isn't it? I mean,
So wait, what? Queen.
he finally. Wait.
So queen b4 check.
Oh, it's stalemate. I can't
Oh my god,
believe
wait,
it.
what just...
If
what?
he makes a queen, he can take on g8, and it's stalemate. Tania.
Okay, wait, this is
Look.
the position on the board.
Look at this. Look at this defense by Wesley. If you now play g8 equals queen,
Yeah, what? Queen g2 check and you'll just start giving all the checks.
you start.
So this is beautiful because if you go here, you just give checks and you try and give up your queen.
try and
I mean, you will give up your queen one way or the
But
other.
I don't know.
With something beautiful like this, it's going to happen.
Wow! Look at that. Look at that as a stalemate. Somebody was talking about it in chat, and now we've got a position again with king h7,
So this is the position that
queen
we have.
h1, and we're back to square one.
Look at this. So he has to. Okay, he can give a check right now or pin the pawn.
Great resourcefulness here by
These guys
Wesley.
just make it
But
so
king
difficult.
h8, hold on.
Okay, so you have to pin the pawn
You have
now.
to
You
pin
don't
the
have an
pawn.
option. Queen
Correct.
e5 or queen d4.
e5. And Vishy's thinking, why isn't this
This
guy
is so
giving up?
close.
Why isn't this guy giving up? Move 107. And
This
Wesley,
is a rapid game. and
remember,
we're-
Wesley could have won this.
Oh my god.
Half an hour
that
ago.
seems like a different game
Yeah,
altogether
that's a
right
different
now.
game. Queen h3, okay.
Wesley is really fighting this one. I mean, the guy has no time. He's up to a minute now though, and Vishy is down to a minute and a half.
Now how do you win this? Everybody,
Somehow, but this.
people in chat saying it's a draw. This is not a draw. This might
Someone needs. This is.
Well, I mean, it might be a draw theoretically, but that doesn't mean it's a draw.
No, not
Defending
at all.
this with 1 minute is not an easy task. I think a draw would be a weirdly fair result somehow, but
Okay, so we've got some moves.
queen g4.
No, what did black go after queen h3? So we had king b1 on the board,
Yes,
and white went queen g4.
yes.
So he's given a
Queen
check.
Check. King g8. King back to a1. So Wesley has understood that the king is best positioned on
Yes.
a1 here. That's
And
a
I
little
think-
lesson for you guys.
And that's a very important one because when the king was closer to the pawn, it was extremely dangerous because of all the checks and queen trades that were following up with it. So the king should be as far away from the pawn as possible. And another check. God.
King back to the corner. Move 112.
In a rapid game.
Who would have thought it? In the first, I thought we were going to have a nice first easy round, Tanya. You know, a couple of draws, a couple of wins. Go and get, you know, a cup of
We
tea.
are going to have a couple of draws and a couple of wins.
We are.
So,
So now what? Another check. King back to there.
so you get.
He's giving checks to gain time on the clock.
Oh no, this is not correct. We're going to just refresh. And this is the position.
Oops. Try not to keep on kicking that. King f7. So the king now has snuck out.
Queen f2 check.
Check. And queen f6.
He's going to give another check. He has to from either h2 or h7.
Yes. And if queen...
So is his idea to go king g6? So So Wesley thinking whether to go
Wesley
h2 or h7, and he's gone for queen h2. Does white want to go king g6? But then I've got queen.
Back to g1.
Yes, he's gone king g6, and black must go queen.
And then queen g1, queen g5.
Yes, then another check.
And then a check, and then...
King h7. Oh, no, but then you pin
then
again.
Then you pin it again. How do you win this position? How do you win this?
Oh god, these guys really know how to fight. And this is what really sets them apart. So he's not gone for a check. He's gone king g6 and he's gone queen. He's gone queen 8. So where is my win, Lawrence?
I don't know
Not
where
mine,
your win.
but
Where is our win? I mean, I don't know.
it feels like this position with the g7 pawn should be winning.
Does it?
Or is that the drawing strategy? You just
I
allow
don't
the pawn
know.
on g7, bring your king to a1 and defend.
Vishy's thinking, this is all I need, my first game. A
So
topsy-turvy.
close yet so far.
And now you can't go queen e4 check, so you have to go...
He has to pin.
You have to pin, right. Queen f1 check. Now, king a2, king a8, and finally, that's it. That's it. He won it, right?
He's got
And
this
he's got
pin.
queen b2. He's got the
this
square.
pin.
He's got the square. He's got the square. Wow. I thought that was it. No, he can pin on the diagonal. Oh my goodness. Queen check.
So what's the time situations? It's 50 seconds to a minute for Vishy. A minute and 15 seconds.
Check.
So,
And Vishy also, remember, they're only getting 10 seconds additional check.
you know what? Maybe it's just not winning this position. Maybe this is... I want to ask Wesley, does he know it? Did he know that this was...
I don't think either of them know whether this is theoretically winning or not, because there are so many similar positions and you just cannot memorize all of them.
That's
Dr. John
probably-
Nunn might know.
That's probably the other thing, that Vishy doesn't care if it's theoretically drawn or not, because he's going to try every check on the board.
Absolutely. That's in his right.
Alright, so we had king h7 now, and Vishy's got the king back to g6.
Insane.
So let's see, when was the last time g7 was played? Because
Yeah, have a
now
look.
the 50 move rule comes into play. I'm just going to scroll back.
Long time ago. 93.
93. On move 93 was the last time the pawn moved.
But Vishy won't know this. This is the problem. So claiming the 50 move draw.
And we're already like, what, 41 moves ahead? So...
No. 93.
Oh, not 80.
30,
Okay, yeah,
30 moves.
31 moves. So queen d6, and
Queen c6. Okay.
so we have this on the board. Check. He has to give the same check, and he has, and now queen goes king back on g6. And,
I mean,
sorry.
it's just so hard to
This
play
is
this
so hard.
position.
And you're right, he does not know what move g7 was played on, so it's going to be hard to claim a draw.
It's going to be really hard. I don't know how this is going to go. I mean, what if they play another 50 moves, Tanya?
I mean, then he'll realize that it's definitely been 50 moves.
Queen c2.
What's your prediction right now, Lawrence? Is this
I
going to be a
don't know.
draw? Is this going to be a draw?
Do you think it's going to be a draw?
What does the chat say? What do these guys
Chat are
think?
just going crazy with their emotes. Get those emotes in the chat. Get those emotes in the chat. People are divided in chat.
Is it Vishy or is it going to be a draw?
Come on, let's do this. Let's do a special chat. Everybody type 1 for a Vishy win or 2 for a draw. Let's see that in the Twitch chat, guys. The number 1 for a Vishy win and 2 for a draw. So 1 for a win and 2 for a draw. Let's see if we get a deluge of 1s and 2s in the chat, and then I'll be able to.
All right, wait. What is happening right now? So
They're in a similar kind of position.
yeah, And now it's 131 moves. So that's almost 40 moves since the last on move.
Incredible. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of ones. We've got a lot of twos in the chat. A lot of twos in the chat.
A lot of twos, yeah.
A
So
lot
that's,
of people thinking it's a draw.
Oh my god.
Got a few ones.
You guys might be right.
Few ones, but a lot of twos in the chat. Wesley just being so resilient here.
And so calm as well.
Queen e3, Queen f4.
So you don't want to give this check because you want to
Yes.
watch out for that. So he's got b8 and he's got f. No, he's got,
G1.
sorry, he's got g1 and he's got queen c5. He's gone for queen g1.
King f6.
King f6 and queen all the way.
Back to b6.
Back.
Yep.
And that's happened, and now he's going to move. So king f5.
Feels as though we are getting closer to a draw.
So he's got 7 moves to make.
Yeah, I just don't think he's ever going to know that though. Can the White King find shelter now? This is the question. I'm not sure. King e6? I mean...
So there's queen h3 or there's queen a6?
Queen a6 played. King f7.
Oh my god, this, I don't think like Wishy really has
We're
a
almost
plan because
in
this is... We've had this position plenty of
Yeah, we've
times.
had this already. Queen a7, Queen e7, Queen a2. My goodness me, 140 moves.
So
guys.
technically only 3 more moves.
Technically speaking.
But we don't...
Wesley could claim a draw. But the question is, does Wesley
He's
know?
looking around. I mean, he's definitely aware of this, and I think he knows it, but he just doesn't know when and at what point he can do it. He knows it's been a while.
So a lot of people in chat are asking, you know, people who maybe have just joined, why is this a draw? Can somebody explain why you can't just trade the queen? That's what White wants to do. If White manages to trade the queens, it's an easy win because
It's
then he
game
makes
over.
a new queen. But the point is the black queen is being a pesky piece and continuing to deliver what are called perpetual checks. So that means just checking forever. And perpetual check is one of the rare forms, not even rare, but one of the, you know, the most important drawing methods for a defending side, because if you just give check forever and you can't defend against it, the game inevitably ends in a draw. But
This is some really good resourcefulness and technique from Black. I mean, to keep the king on the corner and to just defend this pawn when it's one step away from queening, and maybe that's how it's done in this position.
King f7, Queen a7. We've had this position or something extremely similar many times. Queen e7. This position we really have had.
So he's...
This position we really have had more than once. King g6.
And it's now, if Wesley claims a draw, he gets the 50 move draw
It's
in.
definitely 50 now. But does Wesley know?
There's no way, right?
There's no way he'll know. Queen c2.
He's unsure.
King f7. Queen back to a2.
Oh, he's claiming, Wesley's claiming
Okay.
a draw now. This
Yeah.
and
Yeah. But I think he did it in the incorrect way. Oh, they're coming over and they're just... Oh, I see. Okay. That's it. All right, it's a
We
draw.
have a draw.
Wesley survives.
Survives.
He missed a win and then he was dead.
What a game.
Oh my goodness.
That is-
What a start.
That is 145 moves.
What a game.